I guess 250 is a massive milestone. Did you ever think that you were going to make it to this many games?
It was never really a goal. I think you start out and you just want to play one game. You want to, earn the respect of your teammates and work your way out around to create a career. And I guess 250 is just a bonus of it. Certainly gone pretty quick. I look back on my career now and I've seen obviously a lot of games and had a lot of teammates and success and ups and downs along the way. But really proud to get to 250.
How fast has it flown by for you? Because we were just saying before, it feels like a lot of games for someone who's still relatively, you've got a lot of football left in you as well.
Yeah, probably when I think about it a little bit deeper, you can think back to all the years us footballers, we, remember individual games and quarters years ago. So when I think about it deeply, it does feel like a long time, and the place has changed. We've been through developments, we've been through different assistant coaches, players. So a lot has happened in that time, but I'm still loving what I do, and I think generally that means that you're enjoying what you do. So that's the main thing.
Scary couple of years with your heart condition. Did you ever think that might, cut your career short and you wouldn't get to 250?
Not really, no. To be honest, it wasn't probably too hard to manage once I sort of spoke to cardiologists about it. It's nothing that, fortunately for me, is life-threatening. It's just inconvenience playing football. So it's something that, unfortunately, has happened to me. We'll get it fixed up at the end of the season and we'll go from there. But I've had a lot of injuries different to the heart instance along the way, and you battle through them, but we've got a really good supportive group, particularly in our medical department, that gets us through games.
Given, I guess, when you came over, such a big move, do you kind of look back in now and go, you're almost a little bit surprised that you're doing your 250 at Port Adelaide, given that you were a bit homesick to begin with?
Probably not anymore. Maybe, 6-7 years ago. It's a well-known story that we were pretty surprised to be coming to Port Adelaide, my family, and myself. I'd never been to Adelaide or South Australia, and all of a sudden at 18 years of age I was moving interstate. So it was a big shock, and probably particularly where the club was at the time, it was a lot for me to take in at the time. But look, I couldn't have been put in a better position to love what I do, to succeed, to run out with my best mates every week. So I'm so thankful for that day back in 2012.
Did you like the city and the state when you got here, or has that grown on you as well?
I have loved it the whole time. It's very similar to what I'm used to. I'm not used to high rises and lots of traffic and everything like that. So it's always been a really easy lifestyle to adapt to, and I love coming to work out at Alberton. I love our fans and everything about our football club and what we stand for in the city.
Is the Brownlow medal the best moment of your career so far?
Certainly, yeah, I think so, and probably not so much from an individual perspective. I think that year we had such an outstanding year as a team, and although we didn't make a grand final, win a grand final, I think me winning that award was a reflection of what the team was able to do that year. I was in a fortunate position to get a lot of votes that year and lead the team, but I think as much as an individual recognition, I think it was a team recognition that year, and I'm very proud of that, yeah, obviously.
Do you feel your form this year is the closest you've been to that level since then?
Yeah, starting to get there. I think I certainly play a different role now. We see the talent we've got around me and these guys doing what they do. I can really focus on that contest and being in and under and letting those guys sort of bring their strengths out. So certainly it's back to sort of consistent footy, doing what I need to do to contribute to that midfield. But as I said, we've probably compared to that 2021 year, this midfield is, very 3-4 dimensional. They've got we've got guys with all sorts of weapons that can add in when they need.
Has there been any adjustment, I guess, for you for that new role? Like mentally, do you have to part the ego to the side? You get your Brownlow medal winner, but everyone kind of likes to talk about Connor, Zach, Jace, even.
Not so much. I think we all want to be the best we can, and we'll work at it, and we want to play the best we can. So that hasn't been an issue. It's probably adjusting to their style of play. These guys, they're so dynamic and they're so quick out of stoppage particularly that it's probably taken me a year and a bit to sort of adjust to that speed. I think at 29 now, I've been able to sort of add that to my game, that explosiveness, and not sitting around at stoppage too long because you just get left behind by our mids because they're so quick. So I've really loved that adjustment of our midfield and learning that and adjusting to these guys who are, obviously stars of the comp.
How do you feel sitting in such an elusive club, the Brownlow Club? Is that something that you're like proud of, that you bring up all the time, or is it sort of something that makes you feel almost a little bit humble and you don't like to talk about it?
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of talking about it. As I said before, I see it as a real team reflection of that year. We were able to win a lot of games, and obviously I was able to play really well, but I still see it as a real team award that year and a reflection of what we were able to do despite not winning a premiership. So I'm sure one day it'll sink in a little bit more. I'm not letting anyone take it away from me, but I'm pretty humble with that.
Is the intention to be a one club player?
Yeah, certainly. Signed on for another 2 years, so I've been here for the long term. I'm generally a pretty loyal person, so I love my teammates and my coaches and everything about this place. I've had many opportunities to perhaps look to go back to Victoria in the past, but the pull of this place and our fans and supporters is too strong.
What's it like then when Dan Clarkson goes on radio and goes, Ollie Wines is the guy that we'd like to get?
Yeah, I think that time. This is the time of year where those will come out, and there's probably coaches that will do that throughout the next month and through trade period. But I'm fully entrenched here.
Pretty unusual though. Like normally guys say, I don't like to talk about guys from other clubs. Like senior coaches don't like to talk about guys from other clubs. It goes a name check here.
Yeah, it is. But I think that's the changing dynamic of football. We're adapting like all other sports, and the more that stuff can come in, I think it'll be better for the league.
Is there any added weight when it's someone like Clarko? You're one of the great coaches of our time.
I think, there's a lot of good coaches out there. Obviously, he's a tremendous coach, and you see what he's done with North Melbourne. But look, I don't really look too much in the comments.
I guess he's looking for, when he talks about looking for you or Luke Parker or someone of that ilk who can be that strong influence for other young players. Do you sort of see that's what you're doing here anyway, and allowing the next generation of Port stars to come through? Yeah,
certainly. Look, that's been what Darcy and I really committed to this year, helping Butsy and Connor and these young emerging leaders. You see the development of Connor and how he's led us this year. We've sort of been pretty open to him, helping him out whenever we can, but he's sort of done it off his own bat. So we're there to help these guys, and we'll continue to do that for the rest of our careers.
Was that hard for you, like to be out of the leadership group? Like not be vice captain or in the mix for captain anymore?
Not really. I think I was pretty open to it with Kenny, particularly the year I had last year managing my body and just wanting to get back to playing my best football. So Kenny knew from the outset I wasn't going to change. I am who I am, and naturally I will speak up and help these guys out. And he was very, very happy with that. And as I said, it's worked really well. And the dynamic between our leadership group and the senior players has been really beneficial.
Did that shine through on the weekend? I think Dan and Isaac's moment was such a flashpoint in the game, and where the Crows maybe lost their heads, you were able to keep your composure. Is that leadership shining through, do you think? Yeah,
that was probably a focus for the whole game, to be honest, of trying to focus our energy on the contest, I guess, as opposed to sort of the scuffles and everything that comes with the showdown. So that moment certainly was one where Connor gathered the group, and I think we like to think us senior guys did as well, to not give away 50s or give away stupid free kicks after that, and I think we're able to execute that.
How is Dan ahead of the tribunal tonight?
Yeah, obviously he's getting ready for it. He's very remorseful. Dan's in no way a dirty player or someone who would do that on purpose, and I know he's reached out to Isaac, and we hope Isaac's feeling better and getting through it. Obviously Dan will face the tribunal tonight, and what will be. It's a really hard game to play these days. Everything's so split second, so unfortunately these things do happen, and whatever happens tonight will happen.
How devastating is it, I guess, as a player to potentially be missing most, if not all, finals after what's been a great year of work for him?
Yeah, obviously really disappointing for us as a team, seeing what Dan's been able to do, particularly the last 2 years. He'll hopefully be a back-to-back All-Australian this year, and a little bit biased, but I think he's got the best kick in the league, so he's incredibly important. But we've got to wrap our arms around him, help him out, and try and move on.
As a Victorian who's played now 250 games outside of his home state, do you get around players like Dan who might be tempted by a move back and say these are the perks of staying in South Australia and staying at the one club?
To be honest, it's not something we really talk about as players. Like, as much as you think we talk about what's going on, like all the rumours and everything, it's not taboo, but we just, we're focused on what we're doing here at the moment, and whatever happens will happen. I think I certainly haven't really spoken to him about it. I don't know the legitimacy of it or anything, but we're all pretty focused in the now, and whatever happens after the season will happen. But at the moment, we've got a really good opportunity. We're currently second on the ladder. We've got the opportunity to lock up our qualifying final at home. So, that's all sort of on our mind at the moment.
This last one, guys.
The style and intensity of that game on the weekend, is that perfectly what you needed, considering going into finals and how sort of the brawls and all that sort of stuff that went on? Is that the perfect type of finals-like game to go into finals?
Yeah, certainly. I'll probably put the brawls aside, but I think the style of football, contested, a lot of contests down the line, probably the conditions being a little bit slippery helped that style of play, but certainly that's what September footy is about, and I think the atmosphere that the crowd created, it's one of big games, and that's something that we hope to expect in September.
The chance to flash them your pearly whites, is that almost a bit of a thanks to the fans?
Yeah, it was when the siren had gone, and I was pretty emotional, so it was just, to our home fans.
Did you have that prepared? Like, was that one?
No, it was a little bit spur of the moment, so yeah.